What's up, Ada Nation? Welcome to Dapp Central, your home for everything blockchain and crypto. My name is Fareed. As a part of today's video, I'm excited to break down some news surrounding a partnership between Mehen and a platform called Veralidity. They're a payment gateway provider, and they're going to be focusing specifically on integrating fiat and crypto payments for customers utilizing Adobe Magento. Now, I don't think Adobe needs any sort of introduction. They provide a suite of services which include Adobe Illustrator, Adobe Lightroom, and Adobe Photoshop, just to name a few. So their customer base and their reach is huge. And this partnership with Veralidity utilizing USDM could potentially give people the option to pay utilizing USDM or any other Cardano native asset, therefore boosting their visibility, adoption, and just overall success. Now, before we jump into today's video, as always, if you guys do enjoy updates like these, I would appreciate you if you could smash that thumbs up. If it's your first time stopping by Dapp Central and you want more content like this, consider subscribing. And last but not least, if you have any questions for me surrounding Adobe Magento, Veralidity, or USDM and their plans on launching, then make sure to go ahead and leave a comment down below. So this announcement was just released earlier today. Mehen plus Veralidity, revolutionizing e-commerce with USDM. As always, I'll go ahead and leave the links to it down below. As a part of today's video, not only are we going to talk about this partnership, I want to jump over to the official Adobe website to show you the growth with respect to e-commerce and just business being done online, which again potentially exposes more people from the Web2 space into Cardano and Veralidity now that they're going to be providing a payment gateway to settle utilizing USDM or their fiat-backed stablecoin. So it states, Veralidity, an Adobe Magento development agency, is excited to unveil its strategic use of Mehen's USDM. Specializing in seamless blockchain integrations, Veralidity stands at the forefront of innovation, offering a revolutionary blockchain payment solution. Their payment solutions natively install cryptocurrencies alongside traditional fiat currencies, which allow the merchant to choose the cryptocurrency that they want to accept from their administration control panel. This also allows customers the ability to choose which cryptocurrency or which currency they want to complete transactions in. So this platform plugs directly into Adobe Magento stores and then gives them the ability to decide whether or not they want to accept fiat or cryptocurrency. And it also allows for the user who's purchasing from that particular e-commerce website to decide how they also want to go ahead and pay. Heading over to the official Veralidity website, I'll go ahead and leave the link to it down below. It states here that they're aiming to provide innovative solutions for Adobe commerce. So I'm going to quickly touch on a couple of things here, and then I want to jump over to the official Adobe website to talk about Adobe Magento, and then we'll come back and close out on the Mehen article. So it states here that they deliver world-class digital commerce solutions. On top of that, this is where dreams meet reality, and this allows for you to instantly turn Adobe Web3 commerce platform, Adobe Magento platforms into a Web3 platform. So they're basically bridging the gap, again, as a payment gateway provider between some of these mom and pop shops that are now e-commerce online who only accept fiat to now also branch out and be crypto or Web3 friendly. So they allow for the integration of cryptocurrencies, tokenized products, and NFTs. They also update or allow for additional adding payment methods, as well as provide support for non-custodial wallets and seamless integrations. Now, the really cool thing I want to point out here is the fact that on their website, they actually have Cardano listed as one of the first supported assets for their platform. So it states here that they support native cryptocurrency integration as standard currencies. It states here, experience cryptocurrencies natively integrated alongside traditional fiat currencies in your Magento store. So they've got the listing of ADA, Ergo, XRP, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and I believe that may be Monero. I'm not sure about that very last token there at the very bottom. So again, this is very simple. They're the middleman between these Web3 commerce stores and some of the fiat or just even Cardano native tokens being used or that could be used in order to settle payments through their payment gateway, which is Veralidity. As a part of their Q4 for 2023 roadmap, they were able to get themselves added as an Ergo Rosen Bridge Watcher. I released a video about Ergo not too long ago and the fact that that bridge has now gone live, bringing interoperability between Cardano and the Ergo network. They've also added a Cardano wallet integration, a Ergo currency integration, an Ergo wallet integration, as well as a Flux currency integration. So they seem to be focusing very heavily on Ergo, and I would assume that we're also going to see the very similar features being integrated, which include Cardano currency and additional Cardano wallet support. As a part of their 2024 roadmap, they've got a plan to integrate Iagon, which is a Cardano native project as well. So it seems like Veralidity is very heavy into supporting Cardano and Ergo and utilizing blockchain tech, which is very reassuring to see. On top of that, we've got Cardano encrypted NFT support and a single sign-on and ghost account. Now, in Q3, interestingly enough, they state they'll be able to support or provide Cardano universal gift cards redeemable at all Magento stores. So just to put this into perspective, I mean, this gives every platform utilizing Adobe Magento, which Adobe's a world-renowned company, the ability to integrate seamlessly crypto payments. So this is going to be huge for visibility and huge for adoption, I think, just for the entire Cardano and crypto space, of course, as well as Ergo. Jumping over just to look a little bit more about Magento, this is the official website. It's available at business.adobe.com. And this talks about, how anybody can come on this platform and quickly and flexibly create their own e-commerce shop. Again, I think with Web 2 and Web 3, and just the more recent events, for example, like the pandemic, there's been a huge shift to doing everything online. And I think that particular trend will only continue moving forward. So I wanted to lay the foundation here. And I also want to go ahead and actually take a look at some data towards the end of the video today, highlighting the increase in terms of adoption for e-commerce, as well as just shopping being done online. So I don't want to get ahead of myself, but I wanted to lay the foundation there. So now that we understand what Veralidity is, what Adobe Magento is, and exactly how those two can merge together, let's jump back in to see where Mehen falls in play. So Veralidity's Cardano payment solution gives merchants the opportunity to directly accept Cardano and its native tokens alongside other traditional payment providers such as PayPal, Apple Pay, Authorize.net, Google Pay, and many others. I mean, they're really putting Cardano right next to some of these big payment providers. Again, PayPal and Apple Pay, I think, are one of the most adopted payment platforms outside of just your traditional debit card or credit card or cash. And it also states here that they'll also be providing additional support for Cardano native tokens. So again, this I think could branch out to be something even bigger than just USDM, but it looks like they'll be one of the first forerunners as a part of this recent partnership. So scrolling down, they touch on Veralidity's forward-thinking approach, which revolutionizes the e-commerce space, providing merchants and customers with a seamless and user-friendly experience for both fiat and crypto transactions. The platform acts as a bridge for Adobe Magento merchants, opening up two distinct roads, one for traditional fiat payments and the other for crypto transactions. So even though somebody may download or integrate the Veralidity platform into their Magento store, initially only wanting to use the fiat options without any crypto. Again, once they do that, that opens them up to be able to seamlessly also add crypto payments in the future. I think this is almost kind of like a taste test, right? Where you begin to utilize Veralidity's project or protocol, you integrate them into your e-commerce store, and early on, maybe you get a little bit of traffic with just regular fiat, but it would strike me as really crazy to not also turn on the support for crypto payments, because now you're able to reach a much wider audience, especially as we're going to be jumping into the bull market and people are going to want to go ahead and utilize some of their funds without necessarily having to cash it out as fiat first, therefore potentially creating a taxable event. So I wanted to highlight that bonus there as well. So merchants using Veralidity will be able to settle payments far cheaper than their fiat counterparts due to their direct P2B or peer-to-business payment gateway, allowing merchants to settle payments for pennies on the dollar compared to the traditional 1 to 3.5% per transaction charged by traditional fiat payment gateways. So not only are they allowing more routes to pay, again, crypto or fiat, but they're now also doing it at a much cheaper price, which is an additional incentive for a Web3 owner or Web3 commerce shop owner to make the switch and plug in something like Veralidity. So scrolling down towards the very bottom here, it states that Veralidity's Cardano payment solution aligns with their broader vision of promoting wider crypto adoption in e-commerce. So not only is e-commerce on the rise, crypto is on the rise, and this is basically going to be the middleman, or they're basically going to be meshing both of those two ecosystems together. So I think this is a huge opportunity, not only for Veralidity, but also for any other blockchain integrated as a potential supported asset or potential supported currency for their payment gateway. In closing, looking into the future, while the current version of Veralidity keeps the traditional and crypto payment tracks separate, the future holds the promise of a more integrated experience. And that's what I mentioned earlier. If they basically merge both of those things together, as people just try one ramp, which might be a fiat, they would be more easily able to be converted into also supporting the crypto track as well. So it continues to read on, subsequent iterations of the platform may bridge the gap between these two worlds, allowing customers to pay in crypto while providing the option to settle the other side of the transaction in traditional fiat or nominal fee. I can't state how bullish that is right there. That kind of addresses my concern, but it basically solves both sides of the equation for anybody utilizing the platform. So if you want to pay in crypto, you can pay in crypto, not have to worry about what the actual merchant is receiving. And from the merchant standpoint, they don't care either. If they want to settle everything in fiat, it looks like with Verality's future upgrades, that'll be able to happen. Where again, both sides of the party, or both parties in the equation, are able to pay with whatever it is that they want to pay with, and the other side is able to get what they also want as well. So I think that will be huge when that comes out. In closing, it states this collaboration not only facilitates the easy onboarding of merchants into crypto, but it also empowers them with a cost-effective, stable, and secure payment option. So now that we've got that out of the way, and we've already kind of touched on Veralidity and their roadmap and current integrations, if I jump over into this particular article here, it states that U.S. consumers spent $1.7 trillion online during the pandemic, rapidly expanding the digital economy. Now, one of the highlights here was the fact that back when this article was written in 2022, that it was projected that people would be spending over $1 trillion online, which would have been a new record at that particular time. So I want to close this video out with 3 charts here, really showing the potential of this integration with Veralidity. So as you guys can see here, with respect to electronics, apparel, and groceries, those have all seen a huge spike when it comes to online sales, with, I believe it's electronics leading the way. Again, due to the pandemic, a lot of people stopped shopping in person and began shifting into e-commerce. Again, setting up a really bullish scenario for something like Veralidity and USDM. Next, we have here the fact that the inflationary growth of the e-commerce sector did about a 4 or 5x during the pandemic as well. And then very lastly here, if we take a look at some of the projections, right? Again, this was back in 2022. We had 41% year over year growth from 2019 to 2020, followed by 8.9% year over year growth between 2020 and 2021, and an additional expected or so about 9 to 10%, breaking over that $1 trillion threshold for annual online spending. So e-commerce is definitely not going away. I don't believe that Adobe is going away either. And it seems like Veralidity is going to be bridging the gap between that audience and the crypto space. So shout out to Mehen. Shout out to the entire USDM team. Shout out to the Veralidity team as well. I'll be doing more research about them and aiming to get them on here for an interview. But I want to take the time to break down this particular article and how bullish this is here for the greater adoption of Cardano and just all the assets you're building on the network. So that's going to do it here for today's video. Let me know what you guys think down below. Are you a fan, of this integration, bringing the option to settle traditional e-commerce payments utilizing crypto? And if so, let me know. If not, also let me know down below. That will do it here for today's video. As always, if you learned anything along the way, or you just found this video to be helpful, I would appreciate you if you could smash that thumbs up. If it's your first time stopping by Dapp Central and you want more content like this, consider subscribing. And last but not least, if you have any questions or comments surrounding Veralidity, Adobe Magento, or Mehen, then please make sure to go ahead and leave a comment down below. That said, and as always, I will see you guys in the next video.